Hi, everyone, and welcome to PowerFit Day. And I am Brad Corcoran, Professor, Program Coordinator at Humber College, and I'm here to talk to you about exercise snacks. I've been involved in PowerFit Day at Jacob Hessler since 2008, so I guess you could say I'm one of the OG coaches with respect to the people involved. And it is a day that I mark on my calendar. I absolutely look forward to being involved every single year. I think Greg White and his team at Jacob Hessler have done a phenomenal job creating an opportunity for students within their school and the schools surrounding them to really look to go to the next level with knowledge and information and opportunity. And taking this in a virtual platform this year, reaching all across Ontario, all across Canada, into the US, and now looking at worldwide is an absolutely phenomenal opportunity and really goes to show the commitment that the staff at Jacob Heisler are willing to go and put in for the betterment of their students and their population. As I mentioned, I am a program coordinator and professor at Humber College, primarily teaching in our exercise science and lifestyle management postgraduate certificate program and our 2-year diploma in fitness and health promotion. I also teach at the University of Guelph Humber on the same campus in our Bachelor of Applied Sciences and Kinesiology degree program. And by trade, I am a certified strength and conditioning specialist and also sit on the board of directors for the Ontario Fitness Council. So over the next 20 minutes, we're going to talk about what an exercise snack is, why they are beneficial and how we can start to incorporate them, how we can use them in our own lives on a day-to-day basis, and a couple different takeaways from today as a whole, and some of the other speakers and coaches presenting their information to you, how you can think critically about how you can start to integrate their ideas and their methods into your day, not necessarily as a workout, but as what we would constitute an exercise snack. So when I talk about exercise snacks, it's important to recognize that the key term or the key word is a snack. We have our main regular meals that we would eat throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to really provide us with the balance of our nutrition. And we use snacks in ways to supplement these major meals. And these snacks might be designed to make us feel good. They might be designed to make sure we get enough of a certain macronutrient, whether it's protein, carbohydrate, or fat, or whatever it is based on the diet we're following. And we can start to integrate exercise snacks into our days to supplement everything else that we're doing, not necessarily only from a training or an exercise perspective, but almost as an opportunity to reset our body, reset our thinking, and allow us to focus a little bit better on the task at hand or whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. So when I talk about exercise snacks, I'm not talking about your typical workouts that may last anywhere from 10 to 90 minutes long that have a very, very dedicated or a specific focus, depending on what your training goals are or what your exercise or fitness goals are. And I'm not talking about our daily physical activity guidelines that identify how many minutes a day we should be active and trying to get it in minimum of 10 minutes of length series or rounds multiple times throughout the day and multiple times throughout the week. But what I'm really trying to talk about is short bouts of something focused on you, whether it is physically or mentally, that is going to create enough stimulation to either activate your sympathetic nervous system, increasing heart rate, increasing blood pressure, increasing respiration rate, and really starting to, get some energy out of you, or stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system, allowing your heart rate, your respiration rate, your blood pressure to decrease maybe a little bit back down to normal levels or resting levels if you do find yourself in maybe a little bit more of a higher stress, higher anxiety situation. So one of the nice things about exercise snacks is, much like a regular snack from a food perspective, is we can have them throughout our day, whether we plan them or not, and we can really focus on our current situation, our feelings, and our needs, and have an exercise snack that is really going to fit what it is that we're looking to accomplish at that particular time. Easy examples would be if you've been sitting for a long period of time, do a series of some sort of mobility drill like the squat to stand here on the left, followed by a walk around your house, around your block, or up and down a short flight of stairs if you live in an apartment building or something like that. Something to just break up the monotony of sitting for an extended period of time. If you are feeling restless and really, really anxious, maybe doing a series of jumping jacks and push-ups to get a little bit of energy out of the way, and then go through a flexibility routine or something like that, allowing yourself to restore back down to more normative levels is going to curb some of that anxiety or some of those anxious or tense feelings in that situation. Or if you do feel that stress is compounding, going through a series of flexibility and breathing drills, similar to the square breathing, the example on the slide in front of you now, may allow you to reset your thinking a little bit and decrease your stress levels. So the nice thing is you're able to structure the snacks or the exercise snacks throughout your day as necessary, really dependent on what you need when you need. There's no rule about how many you're going to do. There's no reason for how often you're going to do them, but you're able to use these snacks as necessary to restructure your focus on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. There are many benefits to incorporating exercise snacks into your day. So let's look at a couple different examples of why doing small bouts of movement or exercise or stretching or breath work throughout the day can be beneficial for you. So if we want to speak to the fitness benefit, we've already identified that as little as 5 minutes is going to be enough time to stimulate our sympathetic nervous system, spiking our heart rate and respiration rate and blood pressures. And a study has gone as far as showing that some individuals who performed exercise snacks 3 times a day for 3 days a week have seen improvements in their VO2 max upwards of 5%. The important thing to consider, though, is each of these evaluations or each of these progressions or improvements are going to be highly independent. And every single person is not necessarily going to see these dramatic improvements in fitness or strength levels, especially in those people who are currently exercising or training on a regular basis. The study that showed the 5% improvement was done using a group of relatively sedentary individuals who did not do a lot of physical activity on a regular basis. But for those of you who aren't necessarily active or aren't necessarily active exercisers, this could be a great opportunity to start to integrate more physical activity at various levels of intensity or difficulty throughout your day on a more regular basis without having the requirements of pre-planning or structuring something like a workout or a time to do an extended workout for 20 or 30 minutes or upwards of an hour that may not necessarily be something that is all that feasible. So incorporating short bouts of some sort of physical activity, preferably at a greater level of intensity or at a lower level of intensity if we're looking at more of that stress relaxation benefit, exercise snacks could provide a great starting place for you. We definitely start to see some major positive benefits when it comes to overall wellness. And when we talk about wellness, we're not talking about diet, we're not talking about exercise. We are just talking about the number of different steps you take to lead a relatively healthy lifestyle. And one of the biggest culprits in today's society negatively impacting a healthy lifestyle is screen time. And if we look at some of the data coming out of the US from 2019, teenagers are spending anywhere from 7 to 8 hours a day on a screen, not including the time they spend on one for school or homework. And we know that extended periods of screen time can have various negative effects on our health. It can alter our sleep patterns, it can decrease our concentration and motivation levels, can create changes to our vision, and definitely increase stress depending on the scenarios. So what we need to be able to do is sit back and take a look at everything we're doing on a day-to-day basis and recognize how certain things are potentially negatively impacting our overall wellness. We also need to treat movement as medicine because movement is medicine. Using simple things like exercise snacks as not only a combination of maintenance and preventative measures coupled with a number of the other things that we can do to increase and promote our overall personal wellness, it just allows us to make a simple transition into trying to make better decisions. We also know that prolonged sitting can lead to gradual cognitive decline. So if you find yourself sitting in a position for an extended period of time, this decline happens at both short-term and long-term settings. Breaking up that monotony of sitting for extended periods can have a positive influence on your cognitive performance. It can also lead to significant changes in posture, especially with the shoulder and the back, can lead to weight gain and possible adverse health issues as a result of this sort of sedentary lifestyle. So exercise snacks are, again, going to be able to break up these periods, potentially reducing the incidence of both short and long-term health risks that are going to be associated with this type of sedentary lifestyle. So we want to consider what it is that we do on a day-to-day basis and look at how what we are doing is potentially negatively impacting your training. They have always said that you can't out-train a bad diet. Well, you also can't out-train a sedentary lifestyle. If you are not doing things on a regular basis to maintain your levels of activity and maintain your levels of overall wellness, as much quality training as you could possibly do is not going to negate the negative effects of spending the vast majority of the rest of your day in a sedentary position. And also, how is this going to negatively impact your ability to complete your activities of daily living? If you do spend the majority of your time sedentary, how easy is it going to be for you to get out into the world and get your groceries and take those groceries from the car or the bus to your place, carry them up a flight of stairs if you need to, and perform these things with ease without feeling like you are exhausting or overstraining yourself? We also need to look at how this sedentary lifestyle is impacting your overall health. And if we are doing things on a regular basis that are negatively impacting our general wellness or general health, starting with integrating things like exercise snacks or regular short bouts of activity throughout the day, not necessarily a full-blown exercise program, could be a beneficial way to get things going. We also know that exercise and movement has a profound positive influence on mental health. And we could likely sit here for days upon days talking about all of the different great ways that incorporating physical activity into your day on a regular basis can positively influence your personal mental health. In reality, this is all going to come down to a series of chemical reactions that take place within the brain when you go through some sort of exercise, sport competition, or physical activity. The release of dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine, or the happy hormones during this exercise or activity, is going to play a vital role in mood regulation. And the more you are able to expose yourself to the release of these hormones, the more you're going to be able to positively influence or regulate your sensation or the moods that you have. So when we start to integrate things like exercise snacks throughout our day on a more frequent or more regular basis, we are going to have much greater control over our current state of being, both from a physical standpoint, but also from a mental standpoint as well. We can also talk about a lot of the non-physiological benefits to physical activity, whether it's an improvement in confidence, being able to instill greater levels of self-motivation because of personal growth factors or even autonomy factors where things just get a little bit easier because we are in better shape, maybe we're a little bit stronger. It does have a great social benefit to it as well when we're able to get out into a facility and work with people again and work with our peers or be part of a team in a number of different ways. We do have very, very positive influences from a social aspect as well. It also gives us a feeling of self-acceptance when we are working towards a various fitness or training related goal. When we're able to achieve these goals and work towards a process, we are going to be a lot more acceptance of ourselves and what our abilities are, and then we're able to set goals and reach towards greater lengths or higher things at a later date. So being able to incorporate small bouts of physical activity on a day-to-day basis at relative times throughout the day, especially when you feel that things aren't necessarily within your own personal control, is going to be highly beneficial in regulating your mood, regulating those sensations, and being able to give you more of that sensation of being in control in that scenario. A huge recommendation too would be, when available, get outside for this activity. There is a lot of great research and credible studies out there that show that being in nature reduces the sensations of anger, fear, or stress, and also allows your brain and your mind even to settle a little bit more and take in the surroundings. If you have an opportunity to walk around the block, or if you have woods or a park in your neighborhood or close to where you live, just simply getting outside and being active outside can have much greater positive influences than being active inside. So try to play around with how you incorporate these exercise snacks into your day, and really try to find what works well for you in any given scenario. So now that we've spent 15 minutes or so talking all about exercise snacks, let's take a quick break and let's do one. Join two of my three sons, Carter and Rylan, in a quick movement group: 25 jumping jacks, 10 push-ups, 20 mountain climbers, and a 20-second plank. Here we go. And that's as simple as it can be. A quick minute and a half bit of movement. Our heart rate should be up, our blood pressure should be up, our respiration rate should be up. And now we can refocus on continuing through this chat. So when it comes to adding exercise snacks into your day, we can plan them as we would normally do with a regular workout or training session, or we can do them spontaneously, which can actually be very beneficial, especially when we find ourselves in stressful situations. You can really start to pay very close attention to what your body and what your mind is telling you and act accordingly, whether you do something that is a little bit more up-tempo or something that is a little bit more relaxed through a various set of breathing or stretching exercises to really suit your needs. Similar to what we would do with a diet log, we can track our snacks. We can create an exercise log that we may track our standard workouts, training sessions on a regular basis, and we can add in our exercise snacks throughout the day as necessary. This can help track our progress, highlight various areas of strengths and weaknesses that we may have, and allow us to continue to further set new goals. We can make it a little bit of a competition, either with yourself by keeping track of how many push-ups you can do in a minute or something like that, or create a competition amongst your peers by doing various types of exercise snacks that you continue to keep track of on a regular basis, and challenge each other to do them more frequently or with greater levels of intensity. We can also create a little workplace challenge within the people that we work with, trying to do 3 snacks a day every day during the work week, or you can create that challenge with people that you live with and make it a little bit more of a family affair. The more we can start to integrate these exercise snacks into our day-to-day routine, the more regular and the more comfortable we're going to become with it, and we're going to get that added benefit of additional physical activity. You can also start to look at some of the different coaches and some of the different speakers today and what they're presenting, and start to integrate their ideas or methods into your daily exercise snack routine. Do 5 minutes of shadow boxing. Really great way to elevate your heart rate and your blood pressure and your respiration rate. Create a little body weight exercise circuit using some of the different methods and some of the different ideas you've learned today. Use some of the different mobility drills and really focus on different areas of need. If you spend a lot of time sitting throughout the day, really focus on your hips, on your posture, and on your shoulders, because these are, again, going to be the areas that we will commonly start to see problems when we do spend the majority of our day in a seated position. Incorporate breathing exercises into your routine, especially before having to take a test or starting an assignment. Taking a mindfulness moment can greatly reduce the onset of test-related or work-related anxiety, and you can really start to see how your body positively responds to these exercise snacks. So to wrap things up when it comes to exercise snacks, let's forget about our exercise or training specific goals for a minute, and let's really start to focus on you. Focus on your needs, focus on the current situation or the current moment you are in. If you are feeling restless or irritable, do some sort of short burst, fairly intense exercise for a short period of time. This is going to help steady those nerves by spiking your heart rate, spiking your blood pressure, spiking your respiration rate, and then allowing you to return back to a state of homeostasis. And pay attention during that recovery period to how you are feeling, because that again is going to allow you to perform at a little bit of a better rate. You can focus on spending a few minutes on your breathing and your heart rate specifically, in trying to slow your breathing and slow your heart rate if you're feeling any sort of anxiety or nervousness. This is really, really a great technique to be able to calm those nerves to push through what it is that you're doing or perform at a higher level if you happen to be in a little bit of a high pressure situation. If you've been sitting for a long time, take a few moments to go through some basic mobility and flexibility drills. Spend a lot of time, again, focused on the hips and shoulders and back area, because these are problem areas when it comes to individuals who do spend quite a bit of time sitting for prolonged periods. So again, I do want to thank all of you for joining us today. I am absolutely thrilled to continue the tradition of my involvement in the PowerFit Day. I am truly hopeful that we can continue this wave of both international involvement, but also get back to some in-person, because I truly believe that the strength lies in a lot of the in-person learning, but we are doing what we can in this scenario to continue to push the message of high quality training, high quality physical activity, high quality nutrition, and really performing at peak levels and bettering ourselves to push ourselves to perform. Have a great day, and we'll see you at the round table later.